So just trade recap for Tuesday and Wednesday's New York and New York sessions. Tuesday session went in mostly bullish. Price was in a really big, just sold off overnight, incredibly far. Really big discount. Um, really big discount. Plus, you already were below the standard deviations. It kind of just made sense that you could have looked for some sort of Judas swing. So I kind of went in with a bullish bias. I wanted to see price take out liquidity, some sort of liquidity sweep for higher prices, some sort of reprice back up. Coming into the session, what I saw is this manipulation. Price came in, New York open, saw this manipulation, strong move up. I saw the initial, for the first trade of the day, was around New York open. I first saw the first CISD move, and essentially I waited for the second move higher, a reconfirmation for an entry long. Took an entry here, targeted these highs up here, and I was stop was around there. So it was around a 1-to-1 ratio, maybe a bit under 1-to-1. Really nice trade idea there. I was bullish, essentially got the early manipulation on Tuesday, and price essentially had a displacement move on the 15-minute or the 15-second chart. Strong move higher. Essentially took profit on that most recent high. Bias and draw worked quite nicely for this one here. Going into Wednesday's session. Wednesday session. So essentially for Wednesday, again, we had this strong expansion into Tuesday session. Yes, we were in the standard deviations maybe for some sort of short, but considering the fact we consolidated up there, price was bullish. We had an inverse fair value gap on the 4-hour chart as well. It just all gave me a bit more of a bullish bias. I want to see price come into this hourly fair value gap here, and I want to see the morning session manipulate higher for higher prices. One of the things I didn't notice going into this session was that we had, I believe, some sort of NFP or job numbers that came out at 10, which kind of made price really choppy. I had a really clean, I was just really bullish. I had a clean relative equal highs up here. I knew if price could have taken these relative equal lows, probably had a good chance for some sort of manipulation move higher. Took 3 trades. First one was the 15-second CISD. Essentially, once I took the long entry, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't too confident on the session. All 3 of my trades that I took for Wednesday were break-even setups. Essentially, all of them were a bit too greedy, and they probably targeted those highs, the relative equal highs. Once price made a movement high on this candle on the 15-second, I put it to break even. Next setup was a 30-second inverse fair value gap. This was unsuccessful. Again, took the entry here. Again, same kind of R&R. Stop was like below here. Same risk to reward. Once we made this new high, I put my stop to break even. I wasn't quite happy with what I was seeing. It was very high resistant market, and it kind of makes sense considering the job numbers that came out. Last trade was a 1 minute inverse fair value gap. What we did is we had some sort of manipulation leg lower, 1 minute assisted. I took the long around here. I was targeting again the relative equal highs. Once we made that strong movement up to 14.19, I put my stop to break even, making that the third break even setup. As you can see, price, I believe, formed an SMT down here with ES. We formed an SMT here, and we eventually did get this bullish move for these relative equal highs. It's kind of a pity that I didn't get any of this, but it kind of shows the importance of just being patient and waiting for something that's a bit more clean. If I knew those job numbers were coming out at 10, maybe I approach a session differently. I'm kind of fortunate that I had 3 break-even setups. I kind of was able to see high resistance markets in that moment, but we move on.